So we're live. Tonight's one's going to be not quite the deck I wanted to stream, but in kind of honor of the Commander get together this weekend. A buddy of my brother's and mine's plays Terra Magical Adept deck from Final Fantasy. This one's a little bit different. His was more focused on different infinite combos that are available within the Commander format. Brawlz a little bit different. You don't have as many ways to abuse it, but still, Terra in adding up all the different summons that are. Hi, my lovely wife's in the same room I am. Has to listen to me drone on, so hopefully she will have some interesting and insightful conversations to add to the party.
Always.
But yeah, this one is very much an Enchantress-based deck as opposed to a more combo-based deck. You'll see things like Sithis, Jukai Naturalist, Setessan Champion, Calyx Guided by Fate, Satyr Enchanter, Enchantress Presence. This deck is very much about kind of a snowball effect that those decks are very capable of. And then trying to ramp into the various powerful summons that were available from the Final Fantasy set, whether that's Summon Titan, Fat Chocobo, Anima, Leviathan, Primal Odin, Knights of the Round, Bahamut. A lot of different things. You can often get these back from the graveyard, replay them, bounce them, copy them with Terra. Because one of the things they were trying to avoid these summons being commanders and commander. But the downside to that is it makes them infinitely more copyable with things like Terra's ability to copy, Calyx's ability to copy, etc. So, should be interesting to see what this deck all does. And then you just have a bunch of powerful early plays that go with multicolor decks: Esper Sentinel, Swords to Plowshares, Dark Ritual, Thoughtseize, Lightning Bolt, Ragavan, everybody's favorite monkey, Avacyn, Bird's Paradise, basically all the one mana ramp. Nature's Claim here randomly instead of Utopia Sprawl, but sometimes you just need to answer enchantments. Fateful Absence, Get Lost, Bitter Triumph, Infernal Grasp. So basically all the good early removal. Witch's Vanity is an interesting saga. Helps deal with some of the earlier stuff. Brynhildr is one I'm not as familiar with, but it is a little bit of card advantage. And then some of your creatures gaining haste, giving some of your big boys some haste in some scary spots. And then, Black Market Connections, Rhystic Study, basically all the things allow you to get a bunch of cards. Toxic Deluge, Damnation, Day of Judgment, bunch of Wraths, and then Teferi, Binding of the Old Gods, various answers. Decimate, still a card I hesitate to run in this format, but it was in the initial list by MT's Josh, so we're not going to change it. But basically every time I play this card, I almost never have all the necessary targets on the field to make this castable, so much better in Commander, kind of miserable in Brawl, if I'm being honest, because not everybody runs enchantments, artifacts, creatures, and lands in their deck, so usually when they're missing an artifact or an enchantment, so. An Urgent Necropsy. Additional cost, collect Evidence X. Store up to one target artifact with one target creature, one target enchantment, one target planeswalker. This one at least says up to, so you're not being forced to target something. And Terra is very powerful on its backside. This also, I do believe this also has the read ahead ability. Your token, I thought this had the read ahead ability. Maybe they nerfed it, or I'm just forgetting. But basically, the first 3 nodes, you get to make a copy of a saga you already have on the battlefield. And then mode 4, you get a bunch of mana, and then Terra returns the front side, and then the front side allows you to mill, and then put an enchantment milled into your hand. So, this deck's running play of enchantments, so we should see a few of those. Played 1 or 2 matches with it so far. It's kind of an unpredictable deck in some regards. You generally want, obviously, an early ramp hand, and then trying to ramp into your big plays before your opponent can wrap into their big plays. What are you laughing at?
Your fat card and then the other one that's good on the back side.
Oh. Wow. And you're supposed to be the mature one in the relationship.
I never claimed to be perfect.
No, you tried walking on water. That didn't end well last time. Slipped on the ice. Don't go there.
No, I just heard me on the thing.
Oh, okay. This hand's double tap land, even though we have a Farseek. I just don't want this against the mono and blue deck, so we are going to mulligan.
Oh, I just got it.
Well, I'm glad you just got it. And then this one also a little bit slow, but we'd at least have the Esper Sentinel, so we'll keep it. Play the Esper Sentinel on 1. If we draw any other untap land, we should be able to play Fenrir on turn 3 and ramp. Opponent's going to give us a free card. Of course, it's a tap land. Part of me wonders, with this mana base and all the triomes, if it wouldn't be better with some of the fetch lands and just the shock lands instead of so many tap lands, but here we are. And our opponent, I mean, we could play Summon Brynhildr here, but yep, they're going to tap out. So I think we take this opportunity to land our commander. We get Summon Knights of the Round, which is almost an uncastable card, but the question becomes is, do I sacrifice Terra to ramp? I don't think so. I think I'd rather have the pressure on the battlefield. See what they do with their commander here. So this is very telling. They're definitely planning on holding up a counterspell of some kind here. So, card do I care about getting countered the least? I guess Fenrir. It's a card they kind of have to counter, but don't really want to. And even if they mana drain it, they're not going to get as much out of it if they like, because of the 2 blue open mana. The fact that they're really tanking here kind of gives up the jig that they're so black, red. I think it really doesn't matter what color we get here, but now they can play their commander with counterspell backup. Instead, they choose to play one tertiary control can't be blocked this turn. Draw a card and discard a card. So they create a 2/1 ninja. Should stop and consider what I want to cast first.
Nothing.
So what does Ifrit do? Not a whole lot. Vanity is okay. So 1, 2. And then their cultivation. Sacrifice the original Fenrir. Why am I discarding a card? Oh, I'm discarding down to 7. Okay. Can you block this turn? Okay. I play a land yet this turn? Probably not. Okay, so they are tapped out now. Okay, let's combat damage proliferate. So a total of do you have a pact of negation? We will find out in a minute. Can't cast Knights of the Round, but I can cast Sithis into Ristic Study. Draw a card. Into Brynhildr. Summon Fat Chocobo. Hey, I can't make some of these names up. Summon Fat Chocobo, summon Knights in the Round, summon GF Ifrit. Like, whatever the heck that's supposed to be. Yes. Gotta love blue decks. Have you heard about the bird? Cast Enchantress's Presence. The World Tree. Is the fairy gonna die? Very interesting choice to draw and discard cards main phase. Oh, that's why they're trying to keep Teferi alive. No, I was trying to figure out what they were doing. Turns out they were trying to keep Teferi alive from damage. Looks like they might have a free counter spell that they're debating on. Most likely Pact of Negation. Looks like we're getting roped out by the sore loser blue deck. Nope. Barely. Counter, 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 counter. There's a counter, counter, wonder working counter. Alright, draw a card. Starting that and that. Is this an enchantment? No, it's unfortunate. Come on. There isn't a whole lot more you could possibly do. I guess you're considering... Draw, discard. Okay. It's kind of funny to see the blue deck be outdrawn by so many cards. Mill a bunch of cards. Get a bunch bunch of mana. We got nothing off of. Bless you.
Sorry.
You're fine. Question is, do I just want to brute force my way, or do I want to... It's like, do I gotta counter this, or do I just get smacked really hard? Alright, so... let's go ahead and give them one they have to counter. Draw another card. Do you want to use your proliferate ability? Or draw a card or anything? Okay. I want to blossoms, draw a bunch more cards. Enchantment skill. Oh boy, that one's also an enchantment. Think we might be at risk of decking ourselves. Choose 7 cards to keep. I guess to draw some cards. Do a little dance, draw some more cards, and then die on next turn.
I've never heard somebody get so excited about that.
Funny part is I'm in real danger of decking myself now, so...
I know. I see.
Start with Binding of the Old Gods. Draw a billion. Think I clearly left my Thassa's Oracle at home because I didn't think I was going to deck myself. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. La 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 la. Watch till we watch our opponent tank on everything. We've been playing this match for 25 minutes. Oh, okay. My opponent decided they wanted to slip out the back. Nothing wrong with that. They told me, bum bum bum. I don't know if I can do anything to kill my opponent that much faster.
It's a good thing you're married and have learned patience.
Yeah, I suppose so, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Let's draw more cards!
Woohoo!
Let's play another creature. And now I must discard 7 cards. Don't think I want to draw more cards.
All these drawing of cards and discarding cards would be good if you had a deck that plays from the graveyard.
No, instead I'm just trying to summon all these various different... My opponent's seriously going to go with the I want to deck my opponent plan? I don't want to draw any more cards. Stop asking me! Yep. Oh, they're milling us. Shocker. But it's like I just gotta stay alive for like 12 more turns. I don't know if there's things. I know Cyclonic Rift exists in this format, but I don't think Engulf the Shore might see play in a mono blue deck like this. But I don't think my opponent's got a Palantir of Orthanc, man. Huh. I think that's opponent can draw the card. Kaboom! Spontaneous combustion. That match literally may have lasted like 15-20 minutes. Felt like I was dueling my brother or Kyle on that one. I'm not going to lose because I am a mighty blue player, even if I must stay here and whip it out for 15 or 20 hours.
I really wish your brother was on to hear that.
Oh, even more Kyle. Today's Kyle's birthday.
I know it is. I didn't realize he was younger than us, though.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like it, does he?
No,
he's
I
been
was quite surprised.
He's been through the ringer. This hand does nothing. I mean, it does stuff, but it's like... Well, okay. I'm almost... Deals equal to power instead. Dies, returns. Huh. No. I really shouldn't. There we go. Hey, it's Fat Chocobo. Doesn't take much to get my wife to laugh, apparently.
It's a night anyway.
Hey, it's the Fat Birdie. This thing doesn't even do anything. It makes a 2/2 and gives all your creatures trample. So if I get to Sesame Street, if I get Jukai Naturalist here. Shiva doesn't do anything. Let me just die randomly to this god that I can't deal with. It looks like they're trying to protect it first instead. Does that change the equation?
Hmm.
Do Fenrir here. Okay, wait. We need red. Play that out. I don't think there are any actual surveillance in this build. I think it's all duels and shocks. Yep, and some basics, obviously. We need a blue and we need another green, I think. So, Zagoth. Trimone. Okay. Oh, it has lifelink too. Cool. Here comes the god. Let's see if they're like a red deck and only know how to attack. Yep, they're a red deck that only knows how to attack. And Glitter Split Kremlin. Alrighty then. Play that out. Don't know if we're going to be able to race them, but we're certainly going to try. Question is, will they have to blow their load on Shiva to be able to continue swinging? I got a playful shove that allowed them to untap their Gremlin. Swiftfoot Boots. Oh, every time they cast a non-creature spell. To untap? Okay. There's not a top-side shot. We're just dead here. Okay. So if they had 3 non-creature spells, we'd just be dead here. Yeah, we're just dead. It's one thing I am noticing about this is there is some lack of interactions for specific styles of cards. But when you're just trying to brute force a deck, I mean, granted, some of it can just be you're not drawing the right answers at the right times, and your opponent happens to have 2 protect my creatures from effects things, which isn't all that frequent, but I don't know. I haven't really played against that many versions of that deck. We'll try it. I don't know how early they'll be in terms of trying to get to Sesame Street. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need a red source, stomping ground, play an annoying monkey, force them to adore. Deal with the annoying monkey. Hope they have a monkey of their own. Question is, I was gonna say, I guess I could expect them to answer this Elvish Mystic, but even if they do, we're still able to cast Cultivate, and our opponent can spontaneously combust for some reason. Gotta love that randomly. It's like, oh no, I played the mighty Elvish Mystic, my opponent conceded. Okay. First match, 20 minutes. Next 2 matches, 5 minutes apiece. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, Azusa lost but strip binding you. So I can play turn 2 Dryad, but we don't have any additional lands to play. We'll try it, I guess. Haven't played too many Ancient Tomb decks, or at least decks that can utilize Ancient Tomb. Sure. So play Dryad. Play the extra land. I'm going to go ahead and sack Dryad here. Missed an opportunity to grab a blue source there. How many lands do you have? 1, 2. Azusa stuff. 3, 4. Azusa stuff. Good. Terra here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab a Shiva that I can't cast because it's a blue card. Play a Chocobo. Chocomog. And it looks like our opponent is out of lands, maybe? And they have a Godfigure statue. Well, that was fun. Okay, we attack with everything. Opponent is willing to trade off their Azusa. Guess it already kind of did its thing. Oh great, they're going ape on me. Yeah, that gun for a statue got us good. Silverback's especially annoying because it gets to blow up enchantments. Yeah, we're just too far behind there. Another ramp deck out ramping us into a card that kind of screwed us over. Not a card I've seen played much outside of Pioneer, but still a devastating card when you can ramp into it early. Especially against a deck that is playing so many expensive spells like we are. Oh, we get to play against Eugene. Yay. Don't think we want to keep this hand. So what would the advantages of keeping this hand be? We really want stuff in our hand that blows up artifacts to slow down their mana ramp. This hand really has none of that. This card doesn't this hand doesn't either, but we at least have some ramp, so we'll try. They have Ancient Tomb, of course. Play a Zaggoth and go. What do they have here? Warping Whale, okay. So 4 mana on turn 2 into Solemn Simulacrum. Yeah, this is turning very quickly into a nightmare. And we just can't beat a turn 4 Ugin. I haven't played many Ugin decks, but I would say that's probably on the higher end of their draws. Turn 1 Ancient Tomb into anything, into turn 2 Solemn Simulacrum, into turn 3 Key to the Archive, into turn 4 Ugin, probably with follow-up spells. A colored deck just can't beat that, unless it's obviously control and they can just counter Ugin multiple times. But unfortunately, we're a board presence deck. And don't recognize this blue commander. Memnon the right hand. You can cast artifact spells, and you have spend this mana, cast it only a spell anywhere other than your hand. This hand is slow, clunky, and does absolutely nothing. Okay, well, we got a monkey. What is it with ancient tombs, man? Okay, Relic of Virginitas literally doesn't matter. Okay. Assume we have a Sacred Foundry or something, right? We have access to Sacred Foundry. We have Island, we have that. So the plains down here. I'm pretty sure this is a plains, right? Yeah. So steam vents. It's our really only choice, I guess. Steam vents or Sacred Foundry to be able to cast turn 1 monkey. Stick. So the old stick. So you have a 1 mana counterspell of some kind, or a free counterspell of some kind, I should say. What on earth is this? Some type of terrible paradoxical outcome deck? Cloud Key. Okay, so we have all that going on. We need another green source. Okay. Aether Spell Bomb. Into a Thought Monitor. Interesting choice. I definitely played the wrong land there. I do get to draw a card. So even though I did screw up with the sequencing of mana here, I think actually playing a single land, reveal it, shuffle. So they do get to get an island here? Nope. Faction control have tap. Okay, that's really annoying. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go ahead and destroy that. Play the Eldest Reborn. So that would put them to 1. Can they even replay their commander here? No, they play Time Warp. Boundary Inspector. So they basically play all these terrible artifacts, I assume, to be able to cast something big. Okay, they draw another card. Hey, let's randomly dirtle and do absolutely nothing.
Okay.
To draw another card. Gotta love blue decks. All they know how to do is dirtle and masterficate. Also known as 25 freaking minute turns. Etherflux might be the game though. Because if they have anything they can cast at all, which they should. Oh yeah, that'll do it. Paradox Engine, aka a card that's banned in Commander for a reason. Because dirtle like this is boring for everybody, except for those that like to play with themselves. I think this might be the fewest matches I've gotten in on a hour-long stream. 220-some minute matches because I'm playing against blue decks. Alright, we'll try this hand. Opponent is Yuffie decks. What does Yuffie do exactly?
Pretty.
It's a ninjutsu deck. Can I really count on this Ragavan to do anything? Probably not. So we'll go ahead and mulligan. Keep this hand. Probably losing black market connections, I would assume here. Opponent instead chooses to take Bitter Triumph. Trying to land Yuffie and get that going before we can do anything. Looks like we might get run out of the building. No, they're literally just going to go underneath of us and kill us. Look at that. Because I literally, without Bitter Triumph, have nothing to cast this turn, so... Will they ninjutsu in Yuffie or not? Depends on if they have anything else to use on their mana, but yeah, it looks like they're going to. So we lose no life. Okay, so they have a Brainstorm. It's a very gorgeous art on that Brainstorm. This one right here.
The one on the side?
This one.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Opponent has a power word kill. Assuming by the oops they meant to keep something bigger on the top. But problem with a card like Black Market Connections is it's great in kind of grinding games, like if you can land this against like traditional blue decks that are doing like what our first and last opponents were doing. But when you're up against a more tempo-based deck, does make it a good bit more difficult to do anything with. Sword of Once in the Future. Protection from blood on black. Player surveils 2. May cast as an instant sorcery. Exile instead. Okay, so they're going to get to recast their Brainstorm. So their deck is much about manipulating the top of their library and trying to get Yuffie to kind of kill you with, I would assume, bigger stuff. Yeah, like River's Rebuke, that'll do it. Well, their commander literally reveals cards from the top of their library, and then each opponent loses life equal to the mana value of the card revealed. I just lost 6 life because of my opponent. Okay, Duress, sure. Funny part is you get absolutely nothing. draw like a Wrath off the top here. I don't think making a 3-2 will do much good here. Because we know they have Power Word Kill in hand, so we'll draw a card, make a treasure, and hope to get a little bit lucky, and we did at least temporarily stem the bleeding. Sometimes you play your outs, but I still think we're going to be very far behind here, so. And if we ever get to a point where we're actually ahead on the board, they have this River's Rebuke to kind of punish us some. Roaming Throne. That's a fun card. It's a very difficult card to deal with, unfortunately. Untap land. Try to play my commander. Decent chance this runs into a wipe away. Opponent's got to do the blue deck thing and tank for 5 minutes before they decide what they want to do. I'll take Dryad. Dryad, draw a card. Wait, now they decide they want to do something? Play an extra land. Play yet another blocker. No other lands to play in hand. What is it that they've been holding on to? Obviously, if they draw 6 land, we're just dead to River's Rebuke. Does not seem like they have the 6 land, because the game would just be over. Kaito, Bane of Nightmares. Sure. Gotta do that to keep myself from dying. Go to 1. Draw a card. Yeah, it has Hexproof, so I can't target it with swords. And we can play one of these two guys, but in the end of the day, they have power word kill and we're just going to die. So, make them go through the motions. And you have Rivers or Buke here too, which would do the same thing. At the Shores of Imagination. I'll play one more, just get that little thing. This has not been the most impressive win-loss deck, but it certainly makes you think a lot in terms of like how you're going to try to leverage all these summons. This hand's just too slow and clunky, I think. This Cruel Claw deals combat damage, exile cards on top of your library. Until you may cast discarding a card from your hand rather than paying its cost. It's a very dangerous card to leave. I'll try this one. Okay. We do need to draw an answer to that deck, a card. Yep. I could just play swords immediately, but I really want to force them to use resources to deal with one of my creatures first, or they're just going to attack and yep, opponent was very dependent on their commander sticking around, so thing with that type of strategy, whenever deals come out, show a player exile cards on top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast this card by discarding a card rather than paying its mana cost. Thing with this is you have to have ways to keep it in play, whether it be with discard spells, protection spells, although red and black aren't exactly known for their, you have like the undying effects, but you don't have shield effects that green and blue have. So that's very much an all-in kind of strategy. My opinion of this, when it gets rolling, this deck's pretty fun, but it's a little bit slow to get stuff going. It's very much a does what the enchantment-based strategy does, but this one isn't as built around control. It's more trying to get the big dumb things down, and when the big dumb things don't line up with what your opponent's got going on with the board, it's not quite as powerful, where, you know, as opposed to a dedicated Enchantress deck that's using like Sithis or Calyx as the commander. Oftentimes you're more of a pillow fort control deck. This one's more trying to play the big splashy things and balancing it out by playing a bunch of good cards in the early game. I mean, trying to think. We got to see Anima in action a little bit. Knights of the Round ate a counterspell. Bahamut, the only times we've drawn it was too clunky to double spell. Leviathan can definitely turn the game around. It's another board wipe of a sort. Fractured Identity. I've eaten this card way too many times, especially from my wife's lovely timey-wimey deck. Shiva showed up.
What about my deck?
Timey-wimey, your Fractured Identity.
I like that deck.
Yes, I know.
You're one of my favorites.
It is your favorite.
No, it's just the one I play the most.
It's still your favorite.
Okay, well maybe.
But Terra is pretty cool. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. Terra is pretty cool. Probably better if you could get this into a more combo-centric build, but still pretty powerful overall. That said, I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. My lovely wife being the only person that decided to speak their voice clearly in the chat tonight. My brother might be watching, not sure. Kyle, if you're watching, happy birthday. Everybody else will definitely be back for next week's stream. Hopefully you have a safe day out there. I know, at least here in the United States, we're starting to see snow. A little bit early here in the north, in the Midwest, kind of.
Not really.
I mean, for us to see significant snowfall, it is a little early.
Usually right before Thanksgiving we get one snowfall.
Okay, I've been corrected by the family meteorologist. Brought to you by my lovely wife. But, yeah, stay safe out there, especially the first winter drive of the season. Everybody forgets how to properly maintain distance, use their brakes, and a partridge in a pear tree. But, everybody have a great day, and see you for next week's stream. See ya.